Good afternoon, Gunners. Welcome to Gunners Lovers TV. I'm your host, Augustine. Today, we're just going to be talking, generally about our players. And because there's this notion that last season they didn't fire up to expectation. And because most of our players that we had, people forget that they were all virtually injured. The key players were injured last season. Most of the players will rely on it. Saka, Havertz, Magalhaes, and one or two others like Jesus. But I mean, the truth of the matter is people are now saying, now that we have Gyökeres, have we bought enough? For Arsenal has bought like 6 players. Have we bought enough to be able to challenge to get the Premier League back to Emirates Stadium? A Premier League Cup. But the idea that, for instance, Odegaard was picked out by critics that he didn't perform last season. But you forget that Odegaard connects with very good players that make him very effective. So, for instance, he connects well with Saka. And Saka was not there when we now needed him most of the time because he was injured. Then you brought in Waneri, although he has been playing Waneri, but you know the link-up play between him and Saka. Then, to make matters worse for Odegaard again, Havertz also had injury. So, this was not a good environment for him to thrive, to be able to connect well during this period, you see. So, it forms like a kind of barrier for him to be creative. Creativity involves retrieving the ball too, yes. If the ball is not close to you, you can't even try to create anything. And then distribution, ball distribution. Now you distribute to somebody who is not in Saka's class in terms of football intelligence yet. Or you looking for somebody at the middle, you give somebody at the middle, you want him to give you back the ball, to do a 1v1 or all sorts of things. They are unable to activate that style. So that could affect flow of the play. Now, we now have Gyökeres. Another analysis now is that between Trossard and Martinelli, they could not produce 12 goals together last season. So, if I'm correct, that's 2 people. Now, they are the same 2 people who are still available now to do that supply on the left wing to Gyökeres. So people are worried now. Will they all of a sudden sit up now that we have a striker at the middle? And then again, you have Havertz back now playing. So what style of play will enable Gyökeres to thrive? That's the headache Arteta will have to figure out now. You see, I think, I might be wrong, Martinelli for now is not up to speed. Even Trossard is, in terms of who is weaker now, Trossard is even a little bit better than Martinelli. So are we going to allow both of them to start the season when we play Manchester United? Now, if you say you want to use Madueke has not been training with them since this preseason started. So, at what point will he catch up the style of our play and play with them and say, okay, let's use something new. Madueke on the left, Saka on the right, Gyökeres at the middle. You now have Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard in the midfield. And then, second half, we now have depth to choose between Trossard and Martinelli, and then you introduce Trossard second half, which is when it's more effective. And then on the right, if Saka leaves, who do you bring in? Okay, you can say you put, I would think the way he did it during preseason now, McDormand should just come in when Saka comes out. And then if we need to change somebody at the midfield, I think one area should be looking at playing at the midfield. If Odegaard and Zubimendi, those two, in fact, sometimes when we remove Odegaard, one area should be there. Or when we remove Zubimendi, one area should be there. So, but the only person I think is very difficult to replace at this point is Rice, because his effective play is so good. So, I think we really need to rejig this, analyze this style of play to suit Gyökeres. Now, as we are thinking that, everybody, or most people in Arsenal now, we're also thinking of if and when Eze comes in again, how do we distribute them again? So that alters everything I've told you now again. Eze can now, Odegaard can now, as a matter of fact, of playing virtually the whole matches for the season, be brought out, or because it's our captain. So if the style of play does a particular team want to play, if he doesn't have to come in, Eze can come in to do that job, and he comes in to finish it up. It doesn't change anything whether he's still our captain or not. That's not the point. So it doesn't mean a captain has to start every match. So Eze will be looking at that place. Or if we start somewhere like Trossard on the left, if we are bringing him out, Eze can decide, they can put Eze there, and Martinelli can be on the bench. And between him and Madueke, they will go and think of who will replace Saka if they remove Saka. So the way we have wingers now coming in, Saka doesn't have to play 90 minutes for every match. Honestly, if we have Eze in, if you want Saka not to be burnt out, once we have got a grip of a match, he doesn't need to complete the 90 minutes. Now, regarding Eze now, I told you in the last video where we are. Up to now, we don't have any current news on that. The only thing we know is that discussion is taking place behind closed door at the moment between Eze's representative and Arsenal, trying to understand what the deal will take. It is when they have now agreed fully on something and they can now proceed to Crystal Palace. We are told Crystal Palace has a replacement already being processed from Leicester. And bury any hitch, that guy will be their player. So it's like they already know Eze's plan, and they are working towards that to not to be caught napping. So we are going to play Tottenham. I don't know. I don't think Gyökeres will start in my own assessment, but I think he might come in as a sub. That is what I think. I might be wrong. But if he's fit enough to start, then he will start. So that is where we are. I think that match is on the 31st, if I'm correct, yes. And we can always double check that. So I'm looking forward to that match. I think it's going to start 12:30 p.m. It will give us a hint, on how we're going to be playing. So we'll see how it looks like. But for now, we just want to see how everything goes with the new signings. Somebody like Saliba now, if Mosquera comes of age properly, in quotes, in terms of football, it doesn't have to be playing the whole 90 minutes too. Saliba, they can always come out and rest, and this guy comes in. All right. I must emphasize that Calafiori played well at the defense when we play against Newcastle. So it's not like he didn't do well. He did well in that position. I think he stopped playing. It looked as if he was injured, but I don't know whether it's cramp or anything like that. So we'll see if he's going to play the next match. Jure and Timber were told will soon start playing. And then Magalhaes too will soon start playing. So all these it's good that they have been resting and they are just training. We'll have other people playing until when we really need them to start firing. All right. I forgot to mention last time that the Nigerian girls won the AFCON Cup. They beat Morocco 3-2. And they were received by the home fans as they arrived in Nigeria. And just coincidentally, the same time, our England girls here too have also won the Euros. So the women are doing very well. So we need to encourage them. We need to encourage them everywhere they are, where they are playing football for us. Today, England will remember that this set of girls have won the Euros twice. It's proper history that needs children yet unborn need to know. All right, like, share, and subscribe. No Waka Pass is gonna Slovak TV. I'm your host, Augustine. Remember, Jesus Christ loves you, and share this video to your friends. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.